Hey guys, so I am back to just talk to you guys a little bit. First of all, I have to say, if you're watching me, then you might as well go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and comment below at the end of the video. And of course, I guess you always have the option and freedom of choice. If you don't like the video, you can also give it a thumbs down. But I'm gonna call you a hater if you do that. But anyway, guys, I had made a video about selling babies and then regretting that later, and the video got cut really short, and it was, you know, I did get a request to expand on that subject, and so here I am. So anyway, guys, like I said before, a lot of times I sell to buy other babies, and in the past I used to sell a lot. Like I stated before, my original thing was reborns. I collected reborns. I mean, there were times where I would have 16, 18 reborns at a time. I had never collected silicone. When I first collected my first silicone baby, I really just saved up for it. It was like under $1,000 for a partial silicone. But after that, I realized, I said, you know, I kind of like silicone. So I ended up with a boo-boo baby silicone, full body boo-boo baby silicone. And although I did not like that baby, I knew that I would really love to have a full body silicone baby. So anyway, I continued to collect my reborns, and eventually I sold tons of them to get to the silicone. Now, during that process, I did not miss any of those babies. I didn't regret any of those sales, I'll be honest. It's only till I got up into the recent years I started collecting and selling, because at that point then I started really getting babies that I really loved and really enjoyed, because now I know what I like. I know what I'm looking for in most cases. Sometimes you do get a baby home and you don't really, you know, connect with it, and you know, and for those that are not doll lovers or whatever, and we refer to babies and we use the terms bonding and connecting, it just simply means that the doll we don't feel excited about the doll, or we don't want to, you know, dress the doll or do videos with the dolls or put it on Instagram and all that great stuff or whatever. So anyway, but I'm gonna continue to use our dolly terms because this is for our dolly people. So anyway, so some, you know, I might have not bonded with, and some I fell in love with, but then 2 months later or 4 months later, something new came out, something else that caught my attention that made me go cuckoo bananas more than that one. Or maybe, you know, I just was in a bad place, like either I'm gonna buy this or I have to, you know, sell to buy. And I would sell. There has been, you know, maybe 2 to 3 times where I've sold a doll and I literally regretted it after I sold it, and the feeling didn't quite go away. Like, you know, usually after I get the new baby, I forget about the old baby, and it's like, okay, boom, I'm over it. You know, I'll be kind of like, oh, and you know, it's bittersweet, you know, all up until that new baby, arrives. But when that new baby don't arrive and it don't erase that feeling, it's like instant regret, or I feel like I made a bad choice. You know what I mean? So what do I do about it? There's nothing I can do about it. I just have to move on and say, well, you know, hey, too bad. You know what I mean? And then, but what I learned with that through the process, and that was the point of me telling you guys that and sharing that with you guys, is that I learned that, you know, sometimes we need to slow down, because you rush to get the next thing, and if you already have something that you really love, it's not guaranteed that when you bring that new baby home that you're going to love it as much or more than the one that you already have. And I was constantly doing that, and that's how I ended up getting burned a couple times, because I was constantly doing it over and over again. Also, sometimes I've like been in a rush because I want the money real fast, like all of the money. I would, instead of selling like a couple reborns, sometimes I would sell like one of my silicone babies to help supplement the cost for one of the new silicone baby. And that really messes me up sometimes, because a lot of times, most of all my silicone babies I've really, really loved. So, I sold a lot of good babies to get other babies. And I also, I wanted to, like Jade was a very special, sentimental baby to me. And I let her go, but that wasn't to get another baby. I decided to let Jade go because, two things. I was at a place where I realized how much money I'd spent on so many babies and stuff, and I got Puck, and Puck was less expensive baby, and I just was so head over heels for him, and he was enough for me. He is enough for me. And I felt like I could replenish my bank account and just go ahead and part with Jade. And like I said, I want to address that and make it very clear. I get a lot of comments. I call it shade. I know a lot of people feel like I'm in some type of low place, or something's where I can't afford dolls anymore. And you're right. I mean, I can't afford dolls like I used to anymore. And reason being is for personal reasons. I liquidated a lot of my dolls, and I usually keep my doll money separate from my other monies and stuff like that. So when I sell a baby, whether I don't replace it or not, I usually keep that money separate. The last 2 years I stopped doing that. I started putting that money back into personal projects, renovations, just home improvements, all that type stuff that wasn't doll related. So yes, I kind of like sucked out of most of my dolly funds. And like I stated before, I recently had an addition to my family, and to me that was more important. And it's funny because this community, we were talking about building friendships and how the community is so great, and but it's also some very bitter and hateful people in the community. And people they will take things that they think is a weakness and try to throw it in your face. And I get little side comments like, people try to make it sound like they mean nothing by it, but they're trying to be funny. Like, oh, I remember when you had a nice collection, or yeah, this, that, and the other, but blah, 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 blah. And it's like, if I wanted to go, and I don't want to sound arrogant, but if I wanted to go and drop 10K on another Claire doll, then I could do that. Would it be smart for me to do it? No. And I know my situation, and I know what I need to do for me and my family. So yeah, no. Now if I decide to do it in the future, then that would mean that I've done some other things in the background, and I feel okay and comfortable doing that. But that is the type of things that I know a lot of new YouTubers worry about, and they say like the pressures, or feeling like they won't fit in if they don't have a certain particular type of doll, and this, that, and the other. Now I knew when I got Puck that there were going to be people that felt like he was less than, or like I had taken a step down from the babies that I normally collect. But rest assured that Puck is definitely not a step. He's a step down when it comes to price. He's a step down when it comes to features. But as far as in my heart, what I actually love, and he is not a step down, he is a step up. And the reason why I say that is because although, you know, my last babies I really, really loved and I was really, really connected with them, it's something about Puck that just was just for me. And I'm very careful when I say this type stuff because the new mommies that are out there, they're watching, and I don't want them to think that, oh, she didn't like this baby, she just threw this baby off on me. No, it's not like that. It's just that, you know, there are little things that for you that you might not necessarily might not be necessarily your thing, and then somebody else might absolutely love it. Or, like I said, it may just be the fact that I might be, you know, the fact just being okay with it because of the fact that I was able to downsize with price, but still be able to have a beautiful baby, and one that I actually really, really, you know, love. And to me, I think the reason why I'm a little bit more connected with Puck is because he reminds me of my son, and just, I don't know, he reminds me of my babies. And that's, you know, that's kind of part of the way I collect. A lot of my, you'll hear me say that all the time, and that's because I'm drawn to the babies that remind me of my children when they were babies. And so yeah, but when I let go of a baby, it doesn't mean that that baby has any type of issues or anything of that nature. It's just that I got something else, and in this case, I just really realized that, you know what, I need to be doing something else with that money. You know, if later, if I decide to replace that baby, or, you know, and another thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna be a little bit transparent here with you guys. And another thing, I don't tell YouTube everything. I don't tell you guys everything about the way that I collect. I don't tell you guys everything that's in my collection. A lot of people ask me, you know, can I see some of your private babies? Well, if I show my private babies, they're no longer private. And like even with Puck, he's gotten so close, I've gotten so attached to this particular doll that I don't even want to take him out and share him with other people, because I don't want people to touch him, and I don't want people to hold him. I don't want him damaged in any type of way. I just want him to myself. And that might sound selfish or silly or crazy or psychotic or anything. I don't know how it sounds, but I'm just telling you the truth. And so therefore, for everybody that's out there that may be thinking, they're laughing, aha, she's finally fell and she can't this and she can't that. You don't know what I have in my background. You don't know what's in my collection. You know, I had DJ for a long time before anyone ever saw him. I only brought him out when I was thinking maybe possibly I would probably sell him, and that's the only time I usually will bring out a private baby. And sometimes I don't even pull them out because, like I said, I have collector friends within the community that are private collectors that reach out to me and say, hey, you know, ask me what I got and stuff like that. And because they're private collectors, sometimes I sell my dolls privately to them, and you guys never see them, and nobody never sees them or know that I ever had them. And if that's just my choice and where I, you know, choose to be, because I don't do everything for views, I don't do everything for fame, but I'm perfectly okay with letting you guys know that the truth of the matter is that no, I don't feel comfortable spending the money that I used to spend in my doll collection. So every baby that I've let go to accomplish another baby, although there are, you know, like I said, there may be two to three that I might, you know, regret letting them go. they serve their purpose. Because I think what really resonated with me was when I had to do my taxes about 2 years ago. Yes, I think it was 2 years ago, 2015. And I had to review money spent on my hobby. And when I did that and I went over what I had actually spent. Now, I know that some of them was resold and came back in and all that, but the point is what I actually spent and went out. If I tell you the numbers, they were so shocking. Literally, I could have almost bought anyway, I'm not gonna even get into it because it's just even devastating for me to even think about it. But I looked at all the money that and that was just 1 year. That was just in 1 year of money that was on just dolls and doll related items and stuff like that. And oh my gosh, I was just like blown, like really blown. And I forget what the number was, but it was definitely over 40,000. I know. And I'm not saying that number to brag or anything, because actually I feel quite stupid. And I know a lot of people, I'm going to get people in the comments saying it's not stupid. You buying what you love. If you can afford it, you can do it and all that great stuff. Yeah, I get that. But when you really look at it, at the end of the day, I always tell my personal friends, and I'm getting, like I said, I'm being a little transparent in this video, a little bit more than usual. I always tell my friends that the only time I see my babies as dolls is when it relates to money. Then they become dolls. And when I saw that I spent that type of money on dolls, oh my God, I thought, wow. But for someone that, really have a lot of money, like just, I know what my money is and I do well enough for myself. But for someone that just, what I'm saying is like is in a higher tax bracket than me, that is like pennies. But I'm just saying, for me, that was a lot, and it was well over that. And I just don't remember the exact number, and I don't want to just throw anything out there, but just to give you guys an idea. And when people want to judge me or feel like, oh, she's broke now, or throw shade comments, or put little subliminal things here and there, I get little messages and stuff. Some stuff I just, delete. I don't worry about it. It don't really bother me, because as long as I still own my homes and I still own my cars and my children are, doing well and they are surviving and Gabby has everything that she needs, I could care less about my collection when it comes down to family. There's nothing more important to me than family and me being able to know that I'm okay and that I'm comfortable. And as much as, and here's the thing, this is being straight honest. As much as I love my Puckaroo, as much as I love Lizzie, my Lizzie Goo, I will sell them in a hot flash. If it was something that Gabby needed, if it was something that any of the other four needed, I would sell it without a problem, with no hesitation. Now, I'd probably be crying for weeks, but I do it without a flash, no doubt. I had to do that. I cried with Jade, and I will not lie, I did cry with Jade. I cried when I had to put her in the box. I cried when I had to talk about it right afterwards. It was an emotional process. But I feel that I'll have I'll have another baby, one day, or, like I said, everything I don't share with you guys. But I wanted to be a little transparent about that, because I have been getting it a lot more lately. And the more in this community, what I learned, the more that you you share, or if people, like a lot of people want, you know, popularity, and a lot of people want big numbers and their subscribers and their views and this and that, and you know, but they don't understand what comes with that. The more people feel like you are loved in the community, the more other people envy that, and they hate on that. And if you, and it goes into the other subject of, you know, building friendships and relationships and sharing things with people. And when you go to sharing intimate details of your life or your personal life, and I've, you know, explained to a couple ladies that, you know, at one point I was going through some things and making some transitions in my life, and at that point I could not collect at that time because I needed to, you know, get a bearings on what I was doing. You know, like I said, I made a lot of changes, and I wanted to position myself to where that I didn't have to change my lifestyle and that I would be, you know, comfortable. And spending that kind of money on a doll just wasn't in the budget. And so, you know, people can laugh and think it's funny and it's a joke and all that and stuff. It don't really matter to me. But I'm just being real with you guys. I could come on here and just lie and say, girl, I just don't want to collect no more. I don't want to collect no more. You know, I'm not finna do this and I'm not finna do that. And I could come on here and lie to you guys. I really could. I could come on and put on a show and you guys would never know. You'll just think that I just decided that I just want to do one baby. No, it's not about that. Because if I had money flowing and blowing through my ears, I would be still buying every doll that I can buy, probably. Not as, you know, and let me scale back a little bit. Not as frequently as I used to, because I've learned with that I never get to enjoy the babies when I buy so close together, and when I just kept buying and buying and buying, and that impulse buying, I don't know, I just don't feel that it ended up going well for me. So I wouldn't be buying that often, because as you see, I had kind of slowed down anyway. I don't have the time as much as I used to with my hobby as well. I've been doing a lot of live streams and a lot of long videos and stuff like that lately, because I guess I'm just trying to get it all in before I, you know, can't make videos, you know, as often. I'm not going to say anymore, because I'm sure I'll be able to squeeze in a video, even if it's nothing but a video a week. But I'm enjoying it because you know, I don't know how much more time I'm going to have to be able to go live like that and stuff with you guys. Also, if you made it to the end of the video, I want to give you guys a little heads up, but kind of not the heads up. I'm, like I said, I don't trust a lot of people, and I move very quietly in everything that I do. But I am going to tell you that I am getting ready to travel. So I may be in your town, and I will notify a couple people probably, or either I'll just go live and you'll know where I'm at. But I'll be in somebody's state, and if, you know, I have an opportunity to meet a few of my dolly friends, I want to be able to do that. But we'll see, and we'll play it by ear, because I am taking family with me. So we'll see how that goes, because you know how that go. But I just wanted to put that out there. And yes, so anyway, I gotta get off of here and go ahead and prepare for my trip. And I know this video was all over the place. I would love to just sit here and chat with you guys and go on and on about some more things, but I can't. But let me just say this one thing. In the doll world, everything has to do with preference and opinions. There are some factual things, as far as like quality and, you know, different specific features and things like that. But the only way you should feel less than is that you are insecure about who you are, your desires, your wants. As long as you're confident in who you are and what you want and the choices that you make, you are never less than. Sometimes some people need to recognize who they are and their worth, and know that they're great. And I keep telling you guys this, but you guys not listening to me, that everybody is great in their own rights. And people can say what they want to say, but guess what? I collect what I love, and I'm not going to let nobody make me feel any type of way, because if I decide that I don't want to spend this kind of money, or if I can't do it, I'm not going to be put in no box. I'm not going to worry about I'm not going to worry about the hyenas that's sitting in the monkeys in the zoo that's sitting there and giggling and kikiing about, you know, what they think might be something going on bad with me. That's not going to happen. Because if I'm sitting here with an Ashton Drake, you better believe that I've picked out the cutest little Ashton Drake that I could and that I love. And guess what? We're going to still be great. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And yes, that was a message for everybody. And I hope that if you did not subscribe and you've made it all the way to 25 minutes of listening to me talk, you are definitely a subscriber. Go ahead and subscribe because you're watching anyway, right? And click the bell so that you can know the next time I come on. See you guys later. Love you guys. Bye-bye.